Hey everyone, it's UFO Bob, and theoretically I'm live. And all right, I got off to a rocky start once again. Happens. I'm still getting back into the swing of learning how to live stream properly, and that's why you'll find that often I'll schedule my live stream for a certain time, but I'm, a few minutes late. In this case, almost 10 minutes late, but I'm getting better at it. So, on to the topic at hand, and that is the cold and flu season. I have been down with the flu since about Thursday or Friday. Oh, and there goes the jets flying overhead. That's okay. We'll let it pass here in a second. It didn't hit me very hard. I'm still sick. I did spend 2 days in bed, resting and, as they say, drinking lots of fluids, staying hydrated. I took some over-the-counter medication. That definitely seems to have helped. I finally, at the end of this day, I was able to kind of scrape myself together, so to speak, and here I am to tell you a little bit about what a cold and flu is and what you can and maybe can't do for it. By the way, let me make this clear. I am not a doctor. I don't play one on TV, and I'm not giving medical advice, all right? This is information that can be commonly found on the internet. What I've done is I've tried to distill it to a simple form for you. So let me get my notes. Hang on. Oh, there we go. And as you can see right behind me, I'm lucky. I have an orange tree, and therefore I am able to eat citrus, which is very healthy for you, and it supposedly helps combat at least the cold, and I believe maybe the flu as well. We'll find out here in just a second. Oh, Evan, nice to see you. Thanks for joining us. It's warmer than most places around the world, especially in the U.S. I know the East Coast and, up along the Canadian border, places like that, very, very cold, snow and rain and all that stuff. But again, hey, that's why they call it sunny California. Orange trees, right? Okay, let's start with a few basic statistics here. And this is according to the CDC, and they say that this year alone, in the cold and flu season, 14 million illnesses, 150,000 hospitalizations, and 9,400 deaths. Now, that might seem like a lot, and if you're on the receiving end, it is a lot. But I would think, considering the population number, it's really not that bad. It's not an epidemic. At least not like they had about 100 years ago in this country, which killed, I don't remember the number. I want to say like 20 million, but, I'm kind of remembering, high school data. Hey, Alas, how are you? Nice to see you. Alas lives in England. And I'm sure it's cold and wintry where you live, right, Alas? All right, so what I can tell you is that in addition now to the seasonal flu and cold, of course, we have to deal with things like COVID and, RSV, and then most of these can lead to more serious illnesses like pneumonia and bronchitis and so forth. So you got to be careful. Let's talk about, the common cold, all right, first. Because at first, that's what I thought I had, but I was wrong. I really did have the flu. Okay, colds, in and out. It tastes good the second time around. Both colds and viruses are caused by, cold and viruses. The cold and the flu are both caused by viruses. They're both upper respiratory infections. Now, in the case of the cold, it comes on gradually over a few days, and it's often more mild than the flu. They usually get better within 7 to 10 days. And though the symptoms can last about 2 weeks. The irony to me is this sounds pretty much like the flu, which is what I'm going through, right? The basic symptoms for the cold include runny nose or a stuffy nose, a sore throat, sneezing, cough, headache or body aches, mild tiredness. It sounds like my life every day. Oh, thank you, lass. It is a beautiful tree, and they are good to eat. I do juice them, yes. And that's one of the reasons why I think I'm in better shape than perhaps other people. I have the blessing of having, fresh fruit right behind me. In addition to the orange tree, I have 3 lemon trees. All right. Now, according to the American Lung Association, there are more than 200 different varieties of viruses, evidently, that cause the common cold. I did not know that until I did a little research. Basically, as far as treating it, oh, wait a minute, let me hit one other point here. Oh, and yeah, I did too, Evan. I thought they were bacterial as well. But as I was saying, you can catch a cold at any time of the year. It's most commonly caught during the winter months, but the reason is that you catch it most likely in the winter months is because evidently the cold viruses, they thrive in low humidity. And definitely, I know here in California, we have very low humidity during the winter time, okay? And, you were talking about bacterial, Evan. Evidently, maybe I've got this wrong, but it says here that antibiotics aren't effective in treating colds. I thought that was the reverse, but I was mistaken. Basically, antihistamines, decongestants, acetaminophen, NSAIDs, they can relieve, the congestion, aches, and other symptoms, but they don't get rid of it. They just make you more comfortable to endure it until it passes through. You basically have to just ride out the storm, so to speak, okay? Oh, and now this follows for both the flu and the cold. You need to drink lots of fluid. I recommend water, so your body doesn't have to process what's in the fluid. That's what I drink, is a lot of clear water, just to kind of flush out my system. But you don't want to get dehydrated. And evidently, when you're sick with these viruses, you do get dehydrated. And I suspect the medications that you take contribute to that condition as well. Okay. Oh, there are natural remedies, or at least they're purported to be remedies, and they include zinc and vitamin C. Now, as I said, I've got that orange tree back there, and it works for me. I feel like that's one of the things why I don't get sick very often. And when I do, my symptoms are mild. Okay, so zinc and vitamin C, basically, the science behind it, they say it's mixed reviews, so really they don't know. Now, the flu, or influenza as it's, I guess its true medical term. Oh, Alas here says antibiotics are starting not to work because people have used them too much. Yes, and I have heard that, but again, not being a doctor, I couldn't tell you the science behind it. Anyways, the flu can also hit any time of the year. It's an upper take 2. It's an upper respiratory illness, and it usually hits during the winter months. Sounds like the cold, doesn't it? Now, I may have, there it is. Hang on, I'm going to have to stand up. And get my other, sheet there. Hey there, Jazz Hellcat. Nice to see you. Oh, there we go. As you can see, I'm terribly prepared today, aren't I? But you know what? One of the reasons that I decided to go live today was because many of you have told me in the most recent streams I've done. Well, first of all, if you don't know, I tend to be a perfectionist. I want everything lined up, ready to go, and I want it to go off like clockwork. I guess it's kind of that German blood in me. I'm German and Irish, right? I like precision. I like things to work, as planned. But you know what? Life doesn't work as planned. I know that, but I still, I try my best to make it go the way I want it. Anyways, Jazz Hellcat, thank you. Happy New Year to you as well. So let me sit back down. Oh, because it's a little easier to sit here and hold the paper and read. Okay. So, let's go back to the flu. As I said, it's seasonal. You basically pick it up by coming into contact with droplets, which are spread by infected people, but that happens with a lot of diseases. Your contagiousness starts one day before you get sick and up to 5 to 7 days after you show symptoms. That's interesting. As I said before, it can develop into more serious conditions like pneumonia, especially in older folks, such as yours truly. I have to admit, I'm up there in the geriatric crowd, though I don't feel it in my heart. They say that it's especially serious, can be especially serious for young children, older adults, pregnant women, and people with health conditions such as diabetes, asthma, and what was the other one? Heart disease, yes. Now, the symptoms for the flu are a little different than the cold. It's a dry, hacking cough, a moderate to high fever, and not everyone will run a fever, by the way. You may have a sore throat, shaking or chills, muscle or body aches, headache, stuffing, runny nose, and fatigue that may last up to 2 weeks, possibly nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea, okay, especially in children. It comes on quickly, and it can be severe. It can last 1 to 2 weeks. So this is part of the problem I think most people have in trying to find out or determine whether or not they have the flu or a cold, is because the symptoms are so similar. And the best recommendation I can have is that basically when you start feeling that sensation, and you know it because most of you are old enough to have gone through it more than once. There's that feeling in your chest and in your back, and then that overall fatigue, and just kind of you don't feel right. So what you have to do is start dealing with it right away. Start taking the medications. I bought some over-the-counter medication, and in fact, I think I used it for the thumbnail of this stream. But I'm not advocating any particular brand. Pick the one that works for you and the area you live in. Okay, and then going back down to treatment, everyone just says you got to ride out the storm and drink lots of fluid and stay hydrated. So that's all I can tell you. But I hope you don't mind that I did this impromptu live stream. I hadn't, like I said, I hadn't planned to do it. Normally I like to do my live streams on Sunday or Monday, but I was down for the count, as the saying goes, and so I didn't do anything. But then after I woke up and laid in bed for a while today, I started feeling better. They do encourage the flu jab, but I was in the military, and for reasons I don't want to go into, I prefer not to take any vaccines of any sort anymore. Okay, I'll just leave it at that. You have to make a decision that's right for you and your family. I made the one that I think is right for me, and we'll if we have different opinions on that, that's fine with me. It doesn't change my opinion of you. I hope it doesn't change your opinion of me. All right, so there we go. And again, going back to the treatments, the same thing. Over-the-counter decongestants, ibuprofen, acetaminophen, it's all the same basic treatment, whether you have a cold or from what I have derived from the information that I've seen. Now, what I will do is I will later, after I finish the stream, I'll put the link that I used for most of this research into my description box. And then if you want to look into it, you can. And of course, you can just Google, the information yourself. It's all right there. So, looks like that's it for the moment. I didn't expect a lot of people in today's stream because, first of all, here in the U.S., people are still probably working or just getting off work. They're going home. They're stuck in traffic, or they're preparing dinner for tonight. But that's okay. The main thing is that I was able to stay in the swing of things. I want to keep putting out content, doing live streams. Get to the point where I can go live pretty quickly and without any delay, because I can't remember what the hell I'm doing. All right, so that's it. What I will do is I will swing this around. Oh, hang on. I'll show you a little bit more of the yard there, and let's see here. We can see it. In fact, what I'll do is I'll just turn the camera around here. Where is it? Turn the camera around. Yes, there it is. Camera. There you go. So this is my, okay, looks like it says insufficient memory, may have to shut down. Okay. Anyways, that's my backyard. You can see, hey, there's my lemon tree. I have 3 of them, and that one is full, and I will be using it for lemonade soon. And I will use the oranges for orange juice. And I think we'll just go out on that shot. Take care, everyone. Thanks for watching. Oh, don't forget, subscribe. Leave a comment if you're watching this in replay. And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.